McCrary for us to go to the ring and get our first match started.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing at 238 pounds from North Carolina, George McCrary. His opponent weighing in at 245 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, Leaping Lanny. Referee is Dale Gilwaters.
Here of some type here by George McCrary. Leaping Lanny trying his best to come out of that thing if he can. Gives a little flip there and goes into a wrist lock. Leaping Lanny with a wrist lock here over George McCrary.
That Leaping Lanny, he surprised me. I'd heard an awful lot about Leaping Lanny in my wrestling career, and I never got to meet him till the past 2 weeks here right here in Knoxville, and he was better than I really anticipated him being, Jim.
Yeah, what I saw was when it comes to leaping, they named him right.
They named him right.
He's a leaper. Little mare there on George McCrary, knocked him back down. George kind of backs off. Says, I'm not too sure I want too much more to do. Back in the referee's hole again. Headlock here by Leaping Lanny. And Mr. McCrary says, oh, my head hurts.
You can't sell that George McCrary short. You know,
he's pretty tough.
He was the representative back in his wrestling college day in the National AAU, and he is one tough competitor, Jim.
That's what I started to say. He is tough. And he's trying his best to come out of that headlock right now from Leaping Lanny. I think it might have been a little hair pulling going on. I haven't seen a warp your head off hold yet.
Well, I'd say they'll probably get them going here a little later, Jim. It takes people, a little while to get the adrenaline flowing and get charged up, then things start happening in these wrestling matches.
He's got a wrist lock there on Leaping Lanny and put him to the floor. Holding on here with an arm bar right now. And I believe he might have done a little hair pulling, but he says no. Leaping Lanny comes out of it and hammerlock now on George McCrary. And putting more pressure on that hammerlock.
I know that smarted, Jim. I know that really hurt.
That arm must have felt like it was about to come off.
One thing we're trying to do that we're really getting good response from all of the wrestlers that I've talked to. I've assured everyone, and I'd like to assure all of the fans in this area, that at no time will there be any family ties in this kind of wrestling. It's going to be strictly run on a professional organization, and these wrestlers have got an opportunity to come up here and prove themselves, Jim.
That's good. That's good. That's the way it ought to be.
That's the way it should be.
That's exactly right. Little knee to the back of the head there on Lanny. Little hair pulling there by George McCrary. Throws Leaping Lanny down to the mare. And the referee is costing George McCrary now to watch the fist. And he's going to pull him off.
On the rope. He's got his foot on the rope, Jim.
On the rope there. But George didn't much care about that little knee lift there on Leaping Lanny. There comes Lanny back. There's a work your head off hold by Leaping Lanny. First one we've seen. Big boot there to the midsection. Warp your stomach hole off, and another warp your head off hold by Leaping Lanny. I think he's a little mad, Ron.
That's what makes these matches interesting, Jim. They kind of most of them get started a little slow, then the tempers flare, then things get in high gear, and that's what these people in East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia and Kentucky area love to see.
They love to see it. They surely do.
Pretty well. Short arm scissor.
Short arm scissor hole. That's another one. That's a pain in the arm.
Matter of fact, I remember a few years back that used to be my special hold. I loved that hold. I'd get a man in that and ask the cameras to come up and get a close-up.
Close-up, see how pretty you were.
It's a terrific hold. You can really wear your opponent down. That's what it looks like Leaping Lanny right now is trying to do, is wear Mr. George McCrary down.
There's a count or two every once in a while, but not enough. Oh, there's that leap by Leaping Lanny. And George backs into the corner, and he says, no, I don't want any part of that. Referee says, let's get going. Little action. Back in that referee's hole again. There's a brain duster there by George McCrary. Into the ropes. A knee to the midsection.
Oh, you could really hear that knee pop all the way over here when he sunk it in, Jim.
Right now he's going to lay that old neck right down there on that rope. And the referee pulls him off, and so does George McCrary pull Leaping Lanny off. Down again with another brain duster.
You know, if Leaping Lanny don't get his stuff together and
George
get a little
take it.
retaliation here, George McCrary's liable to take him up there and beat him, because you cannot sell that George McCrary short. He's been a top wrestler.
Oh, he missed that time, and down he went, and that had to hurt George McCrary's elbow. Leaping Lanny kind of slow getting up, and we know that George is. George holding on to his arm and his elbow. Another boot to the midsection, work your head off, hold by Leaping Lanny. And another one. Here he comes. He's going to try to pin him there, but George's not going down.
Looks like that George McCrary's watched Leaping Lanny wrestle. What Leaping Lanny had him set up there for was to come down and drop that leg across his head, but McCrary got up a little too soon for him, got out of his way.
Body slam coming up. And he goes. Body slam. Out of the ropes goes Leaping Lanny. Going to leap over and on top of it. Could be it. 1, 2. Oh, that wasn't it.
I thought he had him, Jim. I thought he had him. That's a favorite maneuver of Leaping Lanny. I've seen him use it 2 or 3 times to win a match. But like I said, you've got an old pro, a ring-wise veteran right there in George McCrary, and it's hard to get the upper hand on the man.
Right, and he's trying to deal out a little punishment here to Leaping Lanny right now. Back up where they brings him up by the hair. Midsection punch. And look at that, work your head off over by Leaping Lanny. Pulls George McCrary back. And another headlock now. Into the ropes he goes, and he somersaults him. Down goes more leaping around here in SC. That was a flying mare. I think he tried for a headlock with the feet.
That's a new one on me, Jim. But like I tell you, this man got a lot of new stuff. Now he's got his sleeper on him. This could be it. This could be it.
I believe it's going to be. Let's see what happens.
George McCrary don't get out of that hole real soon like here. He'll definitely be out of it, Jim. That's it.
Look at him leap now. Leaping Lanny just took the match, this singles match here over George McCrary. Now he's got to wake George up. And he does that rather quick. George thinks he's still in the match.
It's all over. Once the man gets that sleeper hold clamped down on you properly, it is all over.
All right, now we'll be back in just a few moments.